I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. If you do the hard work in quitting drinking, then life itself becomes easier, right? I say this all the time, right, that no matter where you're coming from, what angle you're approaching this, what perspective you're coming at this from, how much alcohol you're actually drinking, how long you've drank for, once you've made the decision to stop drinking alcohol, right, once you've actually gone through the whole process in your mind and you've thought it through and you come to the conclusion that this is what I want to do, there is no other technique to this than not putting the stuff into your mouth, right? If you don't put the stuff into your mouth, if you don't put any more alcohol into your mouth, no matter what happens, regardless of the situation, regardless of who is there, regardless of what they're saying to you, if you do not put the alcohol into your mouth, then you have succeeded, and there is no other technique. This is what it boils down to. You can go to spend $100,000, right, and spend a couple of months in a rehab clinic, and it still boils down to that, right? It still boils down to that. You can spend 20 years going to AA meetings, and it still boils down to that, right? You can listen to video after video after video that I'm doing, and it still boils down to the same thing. You have to not put the alcohol into your mouth. It's hard work in the beginning, right? You're going to feel discomfort, right? The discomfort is relative to the amount of alcohol that you put in, how long you've been doing it for, what you've been drinking, all this kind of stuff. But it's still only discomfort. Discomfort is going to be relative to your physical strength. It's going to be relative to your mental strength, right? But it's still only discomfort, and it still is only not putting the alcohol into your mouth. And anybody can do that. You know, it's physically, if you think about the whole nature of drinking, right, of getting to that stage where you've got a glass in your hand and you're tipping the contents into your mouth, right, and drinking it one sip at a time, there is a whole series of thoughts and actions that have happened before you got to that stage, right? You have to think about it, you have to think about the cravings, then you have to make the decision that you're going to act on the cravings, and you have to physically get up off your arse, and you've got to think about going where you're going to get the alcohol from. If you've got to go and buy it, you've got to physically get out and get into your car, drive to the shop or the liquor store or wherever it is, the pub, and you've got to actually buy the stuff. Then you've got to bring it home, if you're drinking at home. You've got to come all the way back, and you've got to, bring it into your kitchen. You've got to go and search out your wine glass. You've got to search out your corkscrew if you're drinking wine. You've got to open up the contents. You've got to pour it out. You've got to do this. And while you're doing all this stuff, there is still a choice to be made. You can still say, I'm not doing this, you know. I mean, just because you've made the decision, you've got into the car and you're actually driving to the shop, you can still have all that time that it's taking you to drive to the shop to go, oh yeah, fuck this, you know, and turn around and go back home. You still have all that time. Even after you've gone into the shop and you've bought the stuff, right, you still have the option of going, what the fuck is this, you know? I've just spent 10 euros on this bottle of wine. And you have the option of fucking smashing it on the street if you want to, throwing it into a bin, giving it to somebody else, you know? You know, even if you get all the way back to your thing and you've opened the stuff and you've poured it into the bottle and you're just about to put it into your mouth, you still have the option. You still have the choice. You still have the mental capacity to make the decision not to do it or to do it. And your habit is built on you making the other decision to do it. Do you know what I mean? But your breakdown of that habit is going to be built on your decision not to do it. Every time you make a decision to do it, right, you're building the habit, you're creating the habit of drinking, you know, and you're destroying the habit of not drinking, right? So I'm saying is that it doesn't take long, it doesn't take very much time, right, to go through this, you know, a month, and you're creating the ritual, right? And it's all about rituals and habits, right? Your rituals build up your habits. The behavior of drinking every day is broken down within 30 days, right? The habit might not be completely smashed and gone out of your life, but within 30 days, you've brought it down to manageable rituals. As I said in another video, you know, once you get to that 30 days, you've established other habits that have sort of replaced what you're doing. You've gone through 4 full weeks, you've gone through 4 full work weeks, 4 full weekends, you know, and this is all important stuff. This is all important in the nature of habits and how they're constructed or deconstructed, right? I'd sort of say to everyone, if you're afraid of this, right, if you're afraid of the consequences, or if you're afraid of, you know, how this is going to affect you in the long run, long term, if you're afraid of that, you know, a lot of people come into this and go, never drinking again, ever, is a scary thought. I totally agree, you know. Even now for me, right? No, not now. I couldn't give a shit now, right? That's not right to say. But at the beginning I did think, yeah, forever? You know, never been able to have a drink again. And most of this comes from the fact that we don't associate drinking with the alcohol, right? We associate it with what we're doing while we're drinking, right? You know, going out and partying, having fun with our friends. Yeah, I mean, when you take our lives, you know, like when you get into the habit of drinking alcohol sort of permeates various different levels of our lives and different areas of our lives. And it's those areas of our lives that we are afraid of losing, right? And, you know, don't be afraid of that. This is, you know, it's something that you take gradually, you replace gradually, you know, you do one thing differently every day, and it moves you away from the alcohol and into your new life. That's why I'm saying, never look back at what goes on behind you. That's all bullshit. It's all gone in the past. There's nothing you can do about that, right? Always focus your mind on the future, in making positive improvements day after day after day. And it's those positive improvements that bring you into the future, right? And bring you into that new life. As I say, I shouldn't have said that at the beginning, that I still get that fear, because I don't. You know, for me, the fear of not ever drinking again, brilliant. You know, what a relief, you know, I never have to drink again. You know, that's just, for me, fantastic, right? But at the beginning, as I say, it's scary. So take it as a 30-day challenge, right? Just take it as, I'm going to quit drinking for 30 days. And what happens after 30 days is that you get to experience what life is like without alcohol for 30 days, right? You get to go through those full work weeks, you get to go through those weekends, you get to experience what it's like to be with your family or your friends without alcohol. You get what it's like to get up for 30 mornings without a hangover. You get to experience what it's like to go through a full day without that numbing effect, physical numbing effect, and the mental towel over the brain syndrome, right, that you get from drinking alcohol. You know, you get to experience all the benefits of not drinking alcohol without actually putting yourself through the mind fuck of thinking, I have to quit drinking forever. And then after you've done 30 days, then make up your mind, you know, and I guarantee you that you'll get so many benefits out of this that you'll want to carry on. You know, if that is in your mind and you realize the damage that you're doing to your body beforehand, and if you go through some of the exercises that I've said to you about, you know, writing down your reasons to quit, writing down the benefits that you're quitting, and keep, you know, do a video of yourself and how you're feeling it, and sort of express yourself fully in that video about how you're feeling as a drinker. Then after the 30 days, look at that video and think to yourself, do you want to go back to that, you know? And it's a lot easier to go from that experience than it is to go from the non-experience of where you were 30 days ago. You know, when you're starting out with this, that's the big problem, is that you just, I mean, if you've been drinking for a long time, you might not remember what it was like to go through life without, to go through a day without drinking, or to go through a week without drinking, or to not think as a drinker, right? At least if you go through 30 days, you have enough of that experience in mind. You know, you've got enough of that experience underneath your belt for it to make a difference in your life, you know what I mean? So, the whole thing is to put yourself through the discomfort at the beginning, right? Put yourself through that little bit of hard work that it's going to take, right, in the beginning, and I guarantee you that life will get a lot easier. So I'm going to end it there. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Come on over to the website and sign up for the newsletter. There's a free course goes with the newsletter, so as soon as you sign up for the course, I'll send you the link to that. It's how to relax and de-stress without alcohol. So it's a lot of valuable tools in there, and how, you know, a lot of stuff is common sense, right? You know, a lot of the stuff that I talk about is common sense that we know already, but it's in one place. And yeah, you get your hands on that just by putting in your email address, and I'll also send you out a video every day to help you to go in through this journey, help you, you know, for a whole year. You'll get a video from me every day. You'll be sick of it by the end of the year, but there you go. And until next time, keep the alcohol out of your body, stay safe. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards. Take care of yourself. All right, good luck. I'm going to carry on with my walk.